What's going on, guys? My name is Chaos Pro,
And I'm Skinny Lad Chris.
and we are going to be your hosts for the Marvel Rivals podcast. This is the one and only podcast at the current moment where we talk all things Marvel Rivals, leading up into its, development date in December. So today we have two honorable guests. We have another one of the pro players that won the tournament from the team Nightmare, Rymazing. And we also have the one, the only, the iconic rank 1 with a strategist, Fate. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. Fate, Ryan, we're glad to have you guys here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm Rymazing. Call me Rye, though.
Okay. And Fate, do you just want to be known as Fate?
Fate is good.
Okay.
I'm the Jeff guy.
He's the Jeff guy. So today we're going to be basically talking about a couple of things. Me and Chris have some questions. And then basically we're going to be talking about, in general, some fun topics such as basically what it takes to be a DPS main on Rymazing's portion. Fate is going to be talking about basically hitting rank 1 with a strategist and what not to do with certain characters. Now, at the end of this podcast, we have a very fun, awesome little topic that Fate is going to be gladly blessing us with. And it is not only how to use Jeff, but to be the god of all Jeffs. So Jeff,
Yeah,
or Fate, I'm just gonna start calling Fate Jeff.
I will prove to everyone that Jeff is version.
So basically, right off the rip, we're gonna be basically starting it off with Rymazing. Rymazing, we have some questions for you, and we just kind of wanted to, dive right in. Rye, go ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you from? What characters do you like to use in Marvel Rivals? And tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background in gaming.
Yeah, so I'm in TMR Rymazing, but you can just call me Rye. I've been playing games since I was like 11 years old. I love Halo, love Overwatch, and now I really enjoy Marvel Rivals. I've hit rank 1 in a bunch of different titles, including Marvel. I main Iron Man. I enjoy Storm. I like Magic. So I play all the weird characters basically. I've been gaming my whole life, and I was a semi-professional player in Overwatch. So I played Contenders for probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 seasons of that. So I have a good amount of competitive experience.
Okay, and we've crossed some. We may have crossed paths, but I was told that you hit ranked 1 in Halo Infinite. Is that right?
Yes, on the mouse and keyboard ranked ladder. Yes, I did that season 1 when the game first came out. I was a huge Halo grinder for sure.
You didn't play the cross-plat?
I played a little bit, but I didn't enjoy the cross-platform, especially because mouse and keyboard back then was pretty weak. There's no like aim assist or anything, so it was tough. It was really tough.
They did end up giving mouse and keyboard aim assist at one point.
I have tried it a bit.
It
still has it. It is good, but it's not good enough
they
to
gave
be.
it aim assist.
They did.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah,
and it was literally, it needed it. Like, that's the crazier aspect.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I needed
As
that.
for Halo, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's very dominant controller dominant. So Fate. Now Fate, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourself, the characters that you like to use, and tell us a little bit more about your competitive background, or in general any gaming background.
So I'm the Jeff guy from Marvel Rivals. I hit rank 1 on basically any support. I'm pretty flexible. I also played Overwatch professionally. More recently actually, like Faceit Masters and stuff. I've played a bunch of different games. I'm like, it's kind of hard to say professional, but I've played in like top on Rust, top on Valorant, Fortnite as well. I hit like top ranks. But overall, I'm just kind of general high elo player in a lot of games.
Nice. So I got the honor of playing against these guys, Chris, in the testing. And I will be honest, Rymazing was always a blast to have on the team. He just played the game as per usual. And then there was Fate. And Fate, I have to say, gave me some pretty bad PTSD.
Hey, I love Jeff.
So one of the things that I will express is that Fate, when he wanted to actually play and try, oh, dude, I'll tell you right now, there has never been a better healer I've ever experienced. And when he wanted to have fun, oh man, did you know that he was purely having fun and he was not there for the rest of us? At one point, I did you 1v1'd Necros, his Black Panther.
Oh, that was fun.
That was hilarious because I came to come rush to help you, and I'm just seeing this little shark go to Pound Town around the corner because you know how the little bodies light up. I pop over, and Jeff is literally looking left, right, and then out of nowhere, Black Panther just drops in, and he just splats him with a bubble. He just literally splattered him with a bubble, and it was just like, what did I just see there? And it was pretty funny how you honestly soloed Necros with Jeff of all things.
I think a lot of people underestimate his damage,
Yes,
including Necros.
Hey, his damage is huge.
It is. It's not, especially with Luna. So,
Yes.
okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start it off with Rymazing. We're gonna go ahead and ask you essentially a couple of things here. I'm gonna start it off, and then Chris is gonna, come out right after me with some questions.
Yep.
So, my question first off is, what approaches did you take when playing DPS heroes to better fit against other pro players? What do you usually aim to do when you know you have to go up against another like really strong team?
I think the most important thing as a DPS is flexibility. So a lot of the better teams are used to the more straightforward characters like Punisher, Hela. They know how to deal with that. But right now, a lot of the pro players don't know how to deal with a good Storm, a good Iron Man, a good Magic, So my approach to the game has definitely been more about flexibility. We ban their best characters and we play something weird that they're not used to. I think that worked really well for us on Nightmare. Not a lot of people play Magic at that pro level like I do, so that's definitely been a big advantage, is to play some of those more niche characters at a high level.
Okay. I do want to ask real quick. So when using, like, say, for instance, Storm or Magic, those aren't normally, I would say, considered like, as of, even though the game has only been up for a couple of testings and whatnot and betas, they're not normally your higher top tier based characters. How do you use a character like Magic or even Storm at higher elos? Like, what are those kind of like, what are the precautions that you're taking?
That's actually a tricky question. I think the characters are very different. I think Magic is actually pretty strong. I think Magic is more about getting picks and using your ultimate properly, whereas I think Storm is more about team play. But at the highest level, it's definitely mostly about just like being able to find those picks, especially on Magic. When you're hitting the back line, how you're using your ultimate, because Magic's ultimate is actually like probably one of the best ones in the game. Like if they don't have a Luna ult to stop it, you pretty much kill the whole team. So
Really?
I mean, yeah, I think it's really strong. Like you can see clips from the tournament where I know they won't have like their Mantis ult, and I'll go with my ult and kill like 3 or 4, and it's pretty deadly. I actually think it's a little underrated in my opinion.
Yeah,
There's a lot of games actually where a Magic just would like squad wipe our entire team in like
Yeah,
2 seconds.
a good
It's
Magic
kind of
is
underrated.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
it's hard to
scary.
counter when they actually know how to do combos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and some of the
Well,
combos are really fun too. I think the combos are, a lot of people don't know them yet. Like you can spin while you're dashing, and there's a lot of small details that if you get really good at the small details, it's very deadly.
Yeah, I
if
was
you
trying
hit
it
her
out
with
towards
just
the
one
end. It is
shot,
really fun.
Mhm.
she actually just one shots. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. There's some like one shot combos. It's really crazy.
have you ever?
Yeah.
So I kind of found this out on my own. Because I don't main Magic, but whenever I always felt like, oh, like when you're slashing, all the slashes do the same, right? Like even though it's like a 3 or 4 hit combo, they all do the same damage, right?
Yeah, like your primary fire.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I noticed that you can do is sometimes when you're just needing that last little bit of health, you can actually animation cancel with a punch if you're close enough.
Mhm.
I actually
Yeah, so
really, yeah.
there's a lot of stuff like that. So you can like you can left click and then melee. Oh, it's called primary fire. You can primary fire then melee. You can also combo it with your the ranged like attack.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can do the primary fire and then melee and then ranged attack, and that'll act as a cancel for your next like primary fire. So there's a lot of combos like that where you're really doing all these inputs very quickly. So a lot of times I'll do my spin into like the uppercut, and I'll do that at the same time, and then I'll be left click melee, right click left click melee. So there's a lot of like chaining, and it's pretty cool when you get it down.
Do
Yeah, she
you
has a lot of anti-cancels.
Yeah.
do you let me ask a question. Is it an active hitbox in a full circle, or is it only where the blade's at?
For the primary swing.
Yeah. Like when she does like the full 360 circle thing?
Oh, yeah, like the whirlwind thing.
Yeah. Do you know if it's an active hitbox on the sword?
I think it's just a circle around you.
I was gonna say, what if you like were good enough where you can just do a full 360 and you just keep the sword almost like
Oh no, it doesn't
dragging
look like
on their body? It's just-
No,
that would
that'd
be
be
That would
busted.
be
busted.
really
I
cool.
wish.
That'd
I
be
wish.
insane.
I know that during the testing, I overheard you talking about like how you think that they should consider nerfing her. Was that you that you considered nerfing her ultimate?
Magic?
Yeah.
I don't think I proposed that. I don't think that's a bad
So
change.
so
but I
then it
don't
must
think
have
I
been
proposed
someone
it.
because maybe it was someone else because they were either playing with you or they were against you. So it makes more sense that way.
Probably
Okay.
true.
So another question that we have here is basically in the mind of playing DPSs, what does it take to actually play the role correctly? So like, what is it that you do in order to play the role? Like, go over a couple of different things that you kind of go through your mind.
Okay, so at a high level, it's very much about listening to your team. So like a lot of times on Iron Man, it's very easy to go off and do your own thing and try to find a bunch of kills, but there will be a lot of moments where my team needs peel. So being able to play DPS at a high level is sometimes about reeling it back in and playing slow and helping your backline and helping peel rather than, going out and making all the plays by yourself, because at a high level you'll get punished for that kind of stuff. It's also a little bit about playmaking, right? So it's both. You have to be able to reel it in, but also make the big plays at the right moments. So it's that balance. So like one example would be like Iron Man. I'm looking to ult, so I'll call my teammate Kurova, the Atom. I'll have him link me, so I can go really deep with my ultimate. So making plays like that is really what it takes to be a pro player on DPS.
Oh, that's actually really smart. I actually hated the Link because I also use Iron Man, or at least I kind of one tricked him in this current version.
Hmm?
I thought it was like the Link. Every time it was used, I was just start taking random damage, and I'm like, I'm not even in a fight, and then I just hella turns and just one taps me. I'm just like, what just happened? So, so- yeah, I definitely think that when it comes to playing the DPS though, like I think from like a lot of especially people that don't know how to play, like, you know, are there ever times where you're thinking like, okay, this character is just not like how do you know when it's a good time to swap off?
Oh, that's a hard question. It depends a lot on the scenario. I would say, I mean, it's usually instinct or it's when you want to swap a team comp. So sometimes it's not really about how well I'm doing because we need the character in the composition. But honestly, I haven't had a lot of moments where I felt like I've made a poor decision and I need to swap. So it's kind of hard to say because we plan out very heavily what we're going to play against the opponent, what we're going to ban out, how we plan it to play out. So oftentimes I don't find myself needing to swap very often.
That's smart. I know that with your other teammates that were on, they kind of made a basic recommendation, like, the way you guys ban things is also like really like you have a way of kind of strategy. They didn't want to talk about that. I'm not going to try to dig that from you guys. I'm not here to dig your strategies on stuff
Okay.
like that. I'm a true believer of creating meta is essentially how you stay on top of the meta. If you follow the meta, then you're essentially never going to be a first place kind of, winner. So I'm not going to dig from that. But I do know that like you guys basically have like a very strong formulation on how you want to go about it. But one question kind of revolting back to the Storm thing. What is the proper way to play her? I have to know.
It's a hard question. I think the simplest answer is to play with your team, right? You got to give your team those buffs. That's why you're on Storm, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think if you don't do that, then you may as well be on Iron Man for the damage.
Do
So
you-
it's
Iron Man's
definitely
pretty good.
playing for the aura.
Are you flying high or are you like sitting low or are you doing both?
So I sit low usually, or sometimes I'll be in the middle, but I usually sit lower because the aura is actually like a sphere.
Right.
So if you fly too high, then your teammates are going to be out of the aura. So usually staying lower is often better, which is kind of weird because Iron Man's usually kind of different. So it's strange to kind of get in the habit of being lower. But yeah, you should usually be lower.
She's not a normal pick. So one thing that I want to know is, like, what are the actual, besides the damage buffs, what are some really cool tricks and tips that you can do to be a better Storm?
So I think a lot of people underrate the amp speed because the amp speed actually slows opponents in the aura. So a
Oh,
lot of the times I will actually use the amp on the aura to slow the opponent. And I don't think a lot of people do that. I don't think many people know about that. I think that's a very niche strategy that can get you like kills on tanks. Like if the Thor goes too deep and you amp slow him, my guy's dead, you know? So there's some very good text there.
okay. And
Yeah.
so one more thing is you would go Storm. Who what would your other team comp essentially be? Like what benefits is it that she brings, you know, in terms of team ups?
So the best scenario for Storm has so far been Goat's comp, which is 3 tanks, 2 supports, and then Storm. So the reason you run it in that comp is because the 3 tanks kind of need the speed to get on targets. And also the damage boost is really nice for tanks so you can actually kill stuff. So that's the best scenario for Storm. I haven't seen a lot of Storm outside of that scenario. It's also really nice because Storm gets the Thor team up, which makes her gives her the chain lightning, and that ability is really crazy. If you stack that with your damage amp at the same time, and then you chain lightning like 4 people, that's a ton of damage. It's like crazy. It's crazy.
That's a lot, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the umbrella, bro, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you know what I would like for them to do? I want them to make a Rihanna skin for Storm.
Rihanna, wow.
Yeah, I play a game called Marvel Snap, and there's actually like a variant of her, and it looks like Rihanna.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so you know, umbrella, dude.
I'm excited
Okay.
to see what they do with the skins in this game. I think the skins can be really cool in this game.
Dude, they have like 75 years plus of knowing what works, man.
I'm so excited.
Dude,
They can do so many skins, especially
Yeah.
for like Spider-Man, Scarlet, infinite skins. So
Yeah, true.
many.
I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Spider-Man skins because I feel like a lot of skins could also probably be characters.
Yeah.
That's true.
I know. I was also kind of wondering that. There's so many different like spider people that they could easily just be a new character, but
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same time, it could also just be a skin.
Dude, they know what they're doing. Those are going to be the most expensive skins. $50
be
for the symbiote Spider-Man, dude.
No, surely not 50.
Yeah, that'd be a little much, maybe.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
I'm
ridiculous.
thinking 15 to 20
Yeah,
for a spider skin. 15 to 20.
Golds, I think the standard for golds should just be a $20 skin. Gold legendaries for anything is always like that threshold of $20.
Yeah, it's usually only 20. I think it's like only
agree.
20. Unless we do
Rihanna-
like Valorant prices, then it's like 100.
What do you
Yeah.
think they would give Jeff?
I don't know.
Knee
I think they
pads
could
and
put him into a
everything?
demon.
No,
Yeah, well, yeah, he wants Demon Jeff.
no,
I
we
want
need
Demon
Street
Jeff.
Sharks, bro. Street Sharks from the 90s.
No,
Give
give
him,
me
like-
give me
gi-
Symbiote Jeff. Give me Symbiote Jeff. That's
Give
all
him
I want.
rollerblades and everything. Okay, so we're gonna go
Just
ahead.
give him a hat.
Give him a hat, like a little
Just-
like
just
a-
a little
Give him a
hat.
hat.
Give him
I
the
don't
little
want a skin with
propeller
just a
hat.
hat.
That's actually
Yeah.
pretty $30 propeller hat.
I would pay for that.
$60.
Okay, so Fate, we're gonna move on to you. We're gonna ask you some fun questions. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. Basically, you managed to hit rank 1 with a support/strategist. Mainly, you I think are known for your Adam Warlock. And you were able to do this pretty much in the beta, and I'm not sure about the alpha, but you were able to hit rank 1 using a strategist, which is honestly that's insane to me because like typically the character doesn't even get MVPs, so so
I actually don't think I got like a single MVP in like all of ranked. I had like one. It's so hard to get MVPs on support.
Run us through the mindset of like playing essentially playing supports. Like what is it that you do that separates you, and how can you be a better support?
I think in general it's just a lot of the time it's just playing life while also getting value. Like I think the difference between the top supports and like I want to say like not like low elo, but like the difference between the best and the top is that like people just fucking feed too much. Like if you can live on Adam just for like those extra 2 seconds in a fight, that's like 2 more hits you can hit on one person. That's like a kill.
That's like the most simple but yet mind-blowing thing I think I've ever
Simple but
heard.
valuable. Very
It's so
valuable,
No,
simple
guys.
I'm trying to.
because
I'm
Just
he
don't
hits
die.
no, but people don't realize Adam Warlock does hit like a truck.
yeah.
He does.
He
He's
feels
a lot
like
of
a
damage.
healer version of Hela at times. Am I wrong
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that?
It is.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
fair.
mean, I think I'm trying to like also like process what's most OP about Adam's kit because it's kind of all of it. Like his shift is just mental. I mean, the fact that you can use it and basically mitigate like all the damage anywhere, literally everywhere on your team. As long as you're alive, as long as you're playing safe, and your shift just keeps up everything. And
yeah.
your E is just so much burst as well. Like
Mhm.
Talk about the link real quick. So basically, explain to us how is it that you're supposed to properly use Adam Warlock? Because I was under the influence for a while about the link until I met you. I actually never really had someone successfully use a proper link. I was really under the influence that the character just wasn't good, and then I, like I said, I met you during the testing, and you kind of showed me like a whole new aspect. Like, oh no, like this link is broken. Explain to the viewers that don't understand or don't know. Explain his like kit in the sense of like why and when you want to be using these things.
yeah, so the shift you basically just need to use like either in time with like enemy engages or like in time with your engages. I think mostly like if your Spider-Man has ult or something, or if your like magic wants to go in, you use your link with your team. You split like the damage, and then your DPS can just like actually just go kill everything. Also, like if you want to peel, if you're there playing like a Venom comp, you see Venom's like looking for dive. As soon as he flies in, you just link and you try and help your other support, which is like typically Mantis. But
Is there like a radius on it, or is it just link everyone?
there is a radius on it, but to be honest, it's quite big. So a lot of the time you don't need to worry about it too much, as long as you're like stacked with your team. You should mostly be stacked with your other support a lot of the time, unless you're like taking quick off angles. But
One other thing is in terms of like him as a whole, like the kit that he has, who do you think is the best support character? Do you think it's Adam Warlock?
individually, okay, are we including team ups?
Yeah, anything, just all in general.
Honestly, individually, it's probably Adam. I think the fact that he does so much damage, he has good sustain, he has good burst healing, his ult is just broken as well. And we haven't even talked about that yet. I think next comparable would probably be just Mantis. That's like the meta support line. Mantis just provides so much like damage as well. Same with Adam. That's it's the thing that separates them from other supports. Like if you had like a Lunar Rocket, that's like the other typical combo. The only difference between those two combos is that Lunar Rocket just doesn't do nearly as much damage. They're also like even less survivable, to be honest.
I think the team up is also pretty good.
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
fact
a
that
really
Adam
good
and
team up.
Mantis
Yeah.
can res themselves as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
I thought, the res is like, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like I was telling in the last episode we had, I was convinced that like Adam and Star-Lord just weren't that great of characters. I was like, yeah, they're all right. Like, yeah, they're whatever, right? And then God, man, like I saw a whole nother perspective. I also want to touch base. You also brought up the fact that when you do the link, um, you actually it doesn't actually link you up with Adam Warlock. So Adam Warlock is the outlier. He's the one that doesn't get
Yeah,
linked.
yeah.
So like if Adam Warlock, so that means that essentially you want to actually target the Adam Warlock essentially then versus actually shooting anything else. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Adam Warlock is actually like, I mean, if your team is good focus, he should be dying like a lot of fights.
Hmm.
That's also why you play Venom. Like the Venom, a lot of the time in a team, his role will like just perma to be trying to kill this Adam. But the only issue with that is that Adam just reses them himself, even if you get the kill. So
Broken.
yeah.
Chris, did you have any questions?
No, not for this.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so I think we have one more on here. Let's see here. What are some really cool tips and tricks that you would offer to people that want to be support mains or strategist mains? What are like the best things that like the best tips and tricks that you could honestly just offer that you think that most people don't know about?
I would say I'm gonna mainly just talk about Adam here, 'cause that's just who I've been playing, like mostly like rank 1, like who I used. I wanna say be
I'm telling
as
Jeff.
preservative with your cooldowns as you can. I feel like a lot of the time you look and watch, I mean obviously there's not too much content, but like you watch like lower rank Adams, and a lot of the time they just spam their cooldowns, they're just chucking shit out. If you just chill and use your cooldowns more preservatively, you just get way more value. Like especially with like the burst healing, there is no point using it on your teammates if they're taking like half HP. You have another support, let them do that. Use your charges like smart, and like use it when your teammates get lower, so that way you get like more value. And it also just allows you to take more time and just like play for yourself. I think on Adam, like a lot of the time, you can literally just kind of not flank, but just go on hard off angles, especially in like low ranks. Uh, don't forget you have res. Like just play so greedy. Um, but like also in kiteable positions for your team and stuff.
Yeah, someone was telling me that Adam Warlock is like a healer sniper. Is that a good
I
comparison?
honestly, I honestly don't even think I play that long range on him. I think unless you're like playing through like chokes and just spamming your right click, a lot of the time, if it's easier to hit shots from closer ranges, I will like walk up and get like to medium range. I feel like
Um,
it kind of reminds me of Widow from Overwatch, because obviously she's like a long range character, but like honestly, like her optimal range is like more mid range, because that way she can actually hit more shots.
his right click, it's a charge up. Do you use that a lot or no?
I think the right click is insane. I probably use it more than the left click, because if you use like a fully charged right click, you can like immediately left click afterwards, which is like a one shot combo. It's kind of like
Oh,
Zen.
what the heck,
Yeah,
Chris? What
most
is this
squishies you
nonsense?
can. Most
I
most squishies it does. You just like full charge right click and then insta left click. It's like an animation cancel kinda. But
I hope they never get rid of animation cancels. Honestly, please don't.
it
Please
makes it
don't.
so fun. It makes it so fun.
This
They
game
got
is
rid of
so.
that. They got rid of that strange one.
Oh yeah, the
You know what I'm talking about? The
primary.
shield one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
it
like that
was
was kind of
broken
deserved
though.
though. Yeah,
It
that
was
was a little
broken.
much. That was a little
He
much.
was the only thing people played in the alpha. That's what I
Yeah,
thought
it
the
was
whole time.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick off topic. We're gonna talk about the play test. Did you guys have fun
Yeah, for sure.
for the
I
amount of
enjoyed playing Jeff.
games that we got to play, right?
Yeah.
So what were some things that you guys wanted to like? What did you focus on doing essentially? Like when you got told like, hey, you're gonna have access. What besides playing Jeff, did you guys like say I'm gonna be doing this a lot more? Was there a character that you wanted to play more in particular? Like what was some of your goals and stuff?
Are you talking about the 5-day one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's hard. I think part of it was like maybe I want to learn new characters, which I did learn a new character. I won't say anything about it for competitive integrity reasons. Yeah, mostly picking up a new character because I knew the enemies were gonna be like IGN reporters or whatever. You know, I knew it wasn't gonna be like somewhere I could like pull out Iron Man and not go 50-0. You know, so I wanted to play
Yeah.
something just to get better at something new. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what about you, Fate?
I was just trying to get as much content as possible and have fun. So I was just locking Jeff every game and throwing my teammates off the map.
I can
Capping them in
confirm that.
corners.
I can confirm that's
Raise
true.
your hand if you were thrown off the map by Fate.
Me.
I'm telling you, man. I like the way I think, and it's just I'm too prideful to troll, and I don't have good enough humor to troll. So if I were to do something like that, I'd get reprimanded, and no one would ever want to play with me ever again. I was so shocked. Fate does this consistently every single game. And then he's usually like first picked on every single team when we did drafts on customs. Right. Can you attest to this?
Oh, I 100% can attest to this. I'll have games where he thinks our team is super stacked, so he'll just sit in one spot and hold heals on that spot the entire game and not do anything. He won't do anything. It's super funny though.
Jeff is like a sentry turret.
All right, so I guess we're gonna start talking about some Jeff then, because this is clearly what you. This is the only thing you care about.
It's his favorite thing.
He literally hit me up. He goes,
My best
"Yo,
character.
we're gonna have a Jeff. We're gonna have a Jeff special. So this is gonna be the Jeff special. This is gonna be the ending portion of the podcast. We're gonna just basically talk all things Jeff from all of us. But Fate, is it safe to say you consider yourself the best Jeff in the world?
Easily.
Easily.
I mean, name one other Jeff player.
Right. Can you name anyone?
I don't know anybody who plays that character. I mean,
I think this is the part where we put in Channing Tatum. You know, the my name is Jeff. Fate is Jeff. Okay.
he doesn't have much competition. Let's be real.
Yeah.
All right. So Fate,
There is none.
all jokes aside, do you think the character is actually viable?
I do. I actually strongly believe this. Ryan does not agree. I think he's actually so good. The amount of times that I've like just proven Jeff's value, and people are so ignorant to how OP the character is.
I will say, when you actually were healing with him, it was shocking how like that. You know the sound of the heals.
It's so satisfying.
How it
It's
just
so
goes.
satisfying.
He easily gives the most amount of like, what is that audio tick or the audio like frequency? Like it's just like
Yeah,
just
so
it's
satisfying.
it's
so
from a
nice.
Squirtle spray gun, dude. Like it's literally a Squirtle spray, like a water gun. And I will.
Simulator.
He's power washing, dude. So I will give you some credit when you actually were giving, actually playing and having, being an actual healer and having fun. I will say, I was quite shocked how like the output of heals that he does just for his standard heal is like it was impressive. Where would you put him in terms of viability? Do you think he needs any buffs?
I think. Okay, so I was discussing this. Obviously, I've discussed it a lot. I think honestly, such a small change they could do to Jeff, and it's not even directly related. I guess I guess it kind of is. I feel like the only thing stopping Jeff from being, in my opinion, the most broken character in the game, is just the fact that he can't survive 2 combos from Spider-Man and Magic. Because as soon as he gets like uppercutted by anyone, he's just useless. Because his bubbles, he's not on the ground, so he can't use them. Any other character, I am so confident that Jeff can just out sustain.
Yeah, I watched it.
If they give him like literally one buff, all they need to do, give him like 50 HP, and I guarantee you he's the most broken character in the game.
You're
Try Hard disagrees, but I strongly believe that.
Let me hear it between you two. I gotta hear this.
I think the ultimate is actually terrible. I think it's awful. Like the amount of times you go in, like eat 2 players, and the other 4 will just kill you. It's like it's always not worth anything, you know. It's so like, why would I pick Jeff, who just like has no utility, and his ultimate is like bad when I can play any other support in the game?
Because Jeff has a cool left click that does a lot of healing.
I mean, yeah, but you don't have any utility. Like you don't do anything, you know. I feel like. Luna has a lot of healing, except her ultimate's really good, and she can put a pocket on somebody, and she has a sleep, and like, why would I pick Jeff? That's my opinion.
She gets killed easier.
All right, so
that is somewhat true.
Say it's grand finals,
yeah,
right? And you have to pick up. Say one of your teammates like they didn't show up to practice or they didn't show up to grand finals. They overslept, and
sounds like a normal tournament.
You were their filler, right? Fate, you were technically their sub.
Oh, what team?
For
No, he was
Nightmare.
not.
Oh,
No,
He
no,
was
no,
no.
not.
no,
He's
no, no,
just
no, no.
He was considered though, right?
I
he
subbed for them in ranked.
he asked, you know.
So say it's grand finals. Teammates didn't show up. You know, you down to the wire, and you're calling Fate, and Fate goes, "Look, this is the one time I'm ever going to be in a grand finals. You know, I'm going to just show the world. Jeff he is our boy. Rymazing, what are you going to say?"
just let's just play 5v6.
Sure, I actually think if I was in that grand finals, I think we still would have like you guys 4-0'd, right?
Yeah.
I
We
think we still would have 4-0'd if I was on Jeff.
That's a bold claim. We were pretty dominant. I will give you that, but I don't know. Jeff's
It would have
pretty
been
bad.
closer.
It definitely would have been closer. Yeah.
Ah,
We probably
ah.
still could have maybe won. It would have been a little harder.
I can see it now. Fate literally just goes, "You know what, man? I get to be on grand finals. I don't even care. I'm straight up gonna take my entire team and throw them off the map."
That would be so funny. That would be so funny. I mean, I did that with them in ranked. There's like a clip
That's
of
true.
us in ranked. It was like a kind of close game. They were on third point, and I just kind of ulted everyone, and everyone was screaming at me no, and I just took everyone off the map.
Why do you do the things you
I've seen
do? Why do you do the things you do?
So funny.
He's an evil man, evil person.
All
Jeff
right.
is like a cute character, but like in reality, he's a demon.
I do think here's the way I think about this. I do think that Jeff's ultimate, it has some utilities, right? Like it can technically protect a team from getting ulted. Technically. He sacrifices himself for the greater of good, right? Like he can literally gobble up everyone and then like just hide them away and say, "All right guys, it's been nice knowing y'all." And then he dies, right? And then we all cry, shed a tear, and then the Avengers show up and we try to snap everyone back and go back into time, and then boom, just Jeff's back. No Scarlet Witch, situation. Sorry, Skinny Lad.
No.
But I'm just saying in general. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent there. The thing is
Sound like Fate.
yeah, it's just Jeff's the sacrificer, bro. He's that guy. He'll eat the team for the better.
He's taking one for the team.
Take one for the team. Fate,
Yeah.
are you that guy?
I like Jeff.
All right. Well, Chris, do you have any other questions or anything in general in particular?
Actually, yeah, I had one specific question for you, Rye.
Sure.
I was watching yesterday. I was actually watching your tier list. I
Oh,
saw that
God.
Magneto and Doctor Strange were both S tiered. I was wondering why that is.
They have shields, like
Yeah.
no, I think both their ults are really good too, but the shields are a big
Mhm.
part of it. Not a lot of characters have shields. I mean, there's only characters with shields, right? So having shields is always awesome. But their ultimates are both really good. Like Strange ult's really good, Magneto ult's really good. Both their team ups are really good. Like they're just overall, I think, like just so good. Like there's nothing bad about them. So it's just hard not to put them in S tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I saw you put Venom in A tier, which I saw so many people putting him in S, but compared to like the double shield, I was like, I completely agree with you. I was like, the double shield is always going to be like the best, unless they just make something that can rival it.
I
But
think Venom lacks a good team up, right? Like he gives Spider-Man his team up, but like he doesn't have something like Magneto or like Strange, where they're getting the bonuses, So
yeah, and
that's kind of
especially
why he's A tier.
if they ban Spider-Man as well, it's
Mhm.
like you lose so much of that
Exactly,
team
yeah.
up. So
I mean, that's true. That's true for all of them, but I think just Venom doesn't like. It's not as much of a threat as like Scarlet with Magneto's sword. That's a really
that is a
hard to
huge
deal
threat.
with. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know at
A
the
lot of the
end of the
team ups
beta,
make
everyone
so
was
much.
banning me. Everyone was banning me off Scarlet. It was so sad.
I
I
even
don't
was just-
blame him. I don't blame
it
him.
was-
It's
I
good.
even banned him
I
from
don't
my
blame
Twitch
him, but
chat.
it hurt my soul.
I mean, Scarlet is just such a strong ban.
I mean,
She
we
is
banned
such
it
a
in
strong ban.
we banned it in grand finals a couple times even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reasonably
It's a good
so.
ban. Yeah.
Because you want to keep Mag, but you just ban Scarlet, then you just get Mag, no sword.
Yeah.
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 All right.
I mean, we're happy with Strange. So.
So
Yeah,
Rye, real
sure.
quick, give me. I'm gonna have you both do this. Give me as quick as possible. Give me your best to worst DPSs in its current state. Who would you say is the best, all the way to the bottom?
Oh, S tier is Hella. Obviously, Hella's just broken. Like you don't need to do anything with team up, and it's still like a good standalone character. Like
Right.
yeah, that's S tier. I'd say Punisher's really good. Punisher's like insane. His ult's always good. His team up Threcky is like overpowered. He has a shotgun which is like way too powerful. Like it's just 300 health. Like how do you go wrong with that character? Mobility with the zip line. So Hella Punisher is like S tier. Iron Man's pretty good. Iron Man with a Hulk team up is like insane. Iron Man with like Hulk team up and Mantis damage boost, and you ban out like a counter, Iron Man becomes really crazy. I say Iron Man's like insane in that scenario. Star Lord's like also really good. Star Lord's probably S tier. His team up with Adam, free revive, insane, overpowered. He's really good at dueling. Like nobody can duel him. It's so hard. Those are definitely all S tier. I would say let's put what else is there? Storm. Storm's like probably B tier, very niche. With Thor, it's good, but Thor's not incredible. So Storm's like middle of the pack. Her ult can be good, but too many tranks going on. Luna ults, it's hard to kill people. What else is there? We got Winter Soldier. That's new. I think Winter Soldier is probably like A. I think his ult can be insane if you get really good with it. I think it's still buggy though. Sometimes I've seen people I've seen like Necros have a clip where he like ults somebody and then just like doesn't damage them. I've seen some issues with it.
If it hits
It just fades.
no, like I've tested it. If say for instance, if you ult and land on a cart, the cart will actually take the hit and it won't spread the damage. Things like that. Like if you hit stationary things like Punisher's turret, even though you can hit his back of it, it doesn't affect him. So like things like Hulk's bubble, or if you're in an infinite like invincible state, like for instance Gamma, the Gamma shot with Hulk, where you get like immobile. Things like that don't trigger it. It doesn't even put it over the head, and it kind of feels clumsy. But continue.
Yeah. I would say he's probably like there are weird moments where that happens, but I still say he's like A tier. He has a good pull. He has good like mid range, close range damage. Like he's well rounded. So I'd probably put him in A tier. Obviously that could change though. We'll see what they change about him. Next is probably Spider-Man. Originally I think I put Spider-Man like B tier, but honestly after playing against Necros a lot more in that like 5-day closed beta, Spider-Man might be like A tier. Honestly, that character is so annoying to deal with, especially as like flyers. It is so rough. If you're not dealing with like an Atom who can just like snap you and like heal you, it's just so tough. So he just has so much mobility too. Like it's hard to catch a really good Spider-Man. So it's probably A tier for Spider-Man. What else is I missing?
Name more.
Sorry, who'd you say? Yeah, two different.
The fish guy.
Fish. Oh, Namor. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. I didn't hear you said. Namor's like. I think Namor's like B tier. I think he's just like worse than Hela. Like Hela is just better all around. Like she doesn't have projectile. She just hits scan and like her ultimate's just like also really good. I don't know. I think he's just worse Hela in my opinion. So he's like B tier.
I'm telling Diggs you said that.
I think it's true. Sorry, Diggs. I think it's true though. I'm sorry.
Is there any other Scarlet Witch? Where would you put Scarlet Witch?
I think Scarlet Witch is like A tier. I think her team up is like insane. Her team up
I knew
is so
she was good. Her team up carries her so much. It's insanely good.
Is the 15% extra damage? Is it 15?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
15?
like?
I think it's 15.
Is it when her team up? Is it that much better, or is it anything noticeable?
Is that the season bonus?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
I think the season bonuses aren't actually part of the team up, even though they show kind of weirdly.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about how that works, to be honest.
I don't think anyone knows how that works.
So yeah,
I've seen it since the alpha, and I just kind of assumed it was a thing.
Gomez said that Gomez and on the last episode they were talking about how the reason why Hela is still a problem is because if you have a Loki on the team, she does like 15% more damage, right? And that's why it was more of a problem still with Hela, is that she still just does that crazy output. Is that the right thing? Is that what I'm
don't know if that's true. They might have been capping. I don't know. I
Nobody
haven't.
knows how this
We
works.
didn't have enough time to test it. I don't like. I didn't see anybody going Loki or Thor for like hella damage. I don't think that was a
Uh,
thing, or else I probably would have seen that more. So I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure that's not. I think the
Yeah.
season bonuses are just like straight buffs, like
Just
that are
passive.
always active. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all of the characters for DPS. Now, Fate.
Oh,
Is there one more?
Yo,
or there's like two more at least.
Is
There's a,
there?
Yeah, we missed
oh,
Magic, we
Black
missed Black
Panther.
Panther.
Wait,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. And Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so with Panther. I think
Panther's
Panther's worse Magic. They're very similar. They both like dive. They have a hard time against flyers usually. So they're very similar. I think Magic's like just better than Panther because Panther's ultimate isn't as good. I think Magical is just like so hard to deal with, whereas Panther ult's like kind of one time thing, doesn't really like it's good, but it like doesn't guarantee a kill really. So I think
Panther can't even kill Jeff.
also Panther's like really punishing. Like if you miss a dash, you're kind of just dead. Also,
yeah.
secret tip for Panther is your ultimate actually gives you your dash back. So if you mess it up, then you can use your ultimate to like save you. That's kind of a nice quality of life. But besides that, I would say Magic's better because Magic's like ultimate. You can if you don't have a support ult, you pretty much just get to kill people. Like 2 uses of the whirlwind just kills people straight up, and you can literally like AOE kill like multiple people at the same time with it, while dashing, while teleporting, being immune. Like it's like so
It's so
overloaded.
good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like it's just one of the best ults. And then she's not as punishing. Like you can miss dash and still like kill people. Whereas Panther, if you miss dash, you're just screwed. So I think that makes Magic just like S tier, and I put Panther like right below that, like A tier. So their team up is like also pretty cool. It's better for Panther. I think he needs it more to get out if he messes up. But I think the problem with the team up is like they kind of both fill the same role. Like they do the same thing, which is good, but also bad because you want like it helps with your dive, right? Because they're both divers, but then you like don't have like a flanker who can control angles or like a high damage character to kill Venom, you know? So I think their team up is kind of questionable in my opinion.
Nah.
Yeah. Were you there when I brought up that Black Panther has a cooldown on his double jump?
Yes, that is.
That
I
was
don't think I
so
was there for
funny.
that, but I know
So
that's
weird.
true.
I
It is odd.
light was so convinced. He goes, I've played. He was like, I've played probably the most Black Panther here. He does not have a cooldown on.
Oh,
his
he
double
does.
jump.
He does.
And I was like,
guarantee
no.
he
I was
does.
like, the one time I'm like, I'm gonna step up and go. You know what? I know I would be wrong 99.9% of any other situation, but I was like, I just got done doing an entire ultimate guide on him, and I was like, that dude actually has a cooldown on his wall jump up, like his double jump on a wall. Like, why? Rocket doesn't
Yeah,
have it.
so dumb.
Rocket can infinitely stay in the air and a wall. He can literally.
There's
he can
so
do
many
that.
parts of the maps you can just like put yourself in a little crevice and stay there for forever.
Yeah,
And
you
keep
just-
like strafing. It's so annoying.
I what I like to do on the Tokyo 9090 map on the last chokehold is shoot up on the wall and glide, and then basically glide yourself back to the wall and just keep wall running. You never even touch the ground and you just keep healing from above. And I'm like, why does Black Panther have a 3-second cooldown on his double jump from running up a wall? Like, that doesn't make any sense, dude. This guy has legitimate like vibranium claws versus a raccoon with natural born claws. But he's wearing gloves. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. But then yet you have Spider-Man can just run horizontally infinitely on a wall and then double jump infinitely. Please get rid of his double jump like cooldown. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
agree.
I didn't even know he had that, to be honest.
It's like you don't even notice it like most of the time because like it's so short. It's like why is
Yeah.
it even there?
Yeah,
But I
it's-
also feel like why does Black Panther need to run up a wall to double jump? I feel like he should just be able to double jump.
that's what I'm saying.
That
I mean-
is, yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Look at Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man legitimately can just double jump on the dime. Is it because spider physics? Like actual
Is it-
gravity spider physics?
Is it?
Look, Spiders technically the world around them. Like if you ever watch a spider fall from like a roof to like the ground and they keep running, is because the air is so thick to them that they're actually just gliding down. They're like to us they're not, but they can actually glide down.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they take no fall damage. I don't know. I think they just gave him the double jump because they were feeling like it.
That's fucked. That's messed up, man. Okay, so let's move on to Fate here. Fate, I want you to give me your top to bottom in all seriousness.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, best heals to worst healer.
Yeah. Okay.
Here it comes.
What? I'm not gonna put Jeff that high. I mean, he's gonna go high.
S
But he's not
tier.
gonna go that
S
high.
tier.
Okay.
He has his own tier.
I'm being realistic. Okay. S tier, Adam and Mantis. I mean, they're just the meta supports. They res themselves, even though they die. I don't know. There's kind of no more to say than they do infinite damage. Mantis damage boost is broken. Adam can res your whole team in the space of like 2 seconds. Yeah. Damage. Cool. Now I actually have to think. So I think Jeff is like pretty good. So I think he's like not next, but he'll be coming soon.
What about Raccoon?
Keep in mind, everyone, this is rank 1 best support. Okay, just remember this. This.
Okay, mark my words. I'm gonna hit rank 1 on Jeff next time leaderboards come out.
I will do
Anyway.
everything to stop you.
Anyway, who even else has sports? Okay, Loki's shit. Loki's like the worst sport in the game. There's like Luna, Rocket, Jeff. Is that it? Am I missing anyone?
Adam, Jeff, Luna, Rocket, Mantis, and Loki. I think there's only 6 or 7, or is there 5? Yeah, there's Mantis, Luna.
There's 5.
Yeah,
there's only 5 supports.
Mantis, Luna, Rocket,
there's 6.
Loki,
There's 6.
Adam, and Jeff. There's 6.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you think Loki's the worst?
Yeah, I feel like okay, 4 tiers. I think S, A, B, C. I think Loki is a C. I think he's just not good anymore in the alpha. He did like a fuck ton of damage, fuck ton of healing. He was just broken because he's literally got like 3 immortality fields on his cooldown. Now they just kind of nerfed his base stats too much. I think he just doesn't do enough damage anymore. Doesn't do enough heals. I think his projectiles are also kind of inconvenient to hit, but that was like always a problem. So,
What
okay,
were your thoughts on Rocket? Can I get your thoughts on Rocket?
Yeah. Okay, A tier.
Hmm.
Fuck, I really want to put Jeff, but like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be bold. Okay, I'm gonna put. Oh, okay. You want to hear about Rocket? So I'll talk about B then. Rocket, I'm putting in B. I'm gonna do it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, I don't want that
B?
one. I'm about to fall on my
B?
chair.
I'm putting Rocket in B. I'm putting Rocket in B.
After playing,
B's kind of disgusting.
That is.
Yo, hear him out.
I don't like that.
Alright,
I don't like
I've heard his take on this. Hear him out.
I'm still trying to figure out my take, to be honest. But I think Rocket is, first of all, individually not strong. His healing's not great. He can survive. That's good. His res is good. He's good mobility. But I think unless he's playing with a Punisher or Bucky, I think his character is just useless. I think his damage is outclassed by Jeff the Landshark. I think his sustain is outclassed by Jeff the Landshark.
My counter argument. Am I open to counter argument this?
His mobility is far better than
I can't let him
Rocket's.
do
If you
this.
think about it. Imagine this. His mobility, he can kind of go into the ground as a shark. I mean, you can't really beat that.
No,
dude.
chaos, don't fall for the Jeff propaganda, please.
Can
lose
Rocket go
another one.
underground? Can Rocket go underground?
Nobody can dash in the air.
Yeah, but if you're in
do
the
so much
air,
more.
you can get shot. If you're underground, you can't get shot.
But you still can't get shot.
You can get shot.
Nah.
You get shot so much easier.
Yeah, I have
Matter of
a
fact, yeah, it is easier to hit. Like,
Yeah, it's so much easier.
can I give my opinion on Rocket Fade? I feel like I disagree with you. So
yeah,
much.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I feel like Rocket is S tier. His team up is insane with Punisher. He has a revive on a cooldown, and it gives armor packs and a jump boost, and like he's impossible to dive if you're playing Magic or Panther. You may as well swap because Raccoon is just like impossible to kill because he dashes around everywhere and then wall climbs up the wall, and then he heals himself, and then you can't kill him, right? And then he revives people, and then his ultimate's like Bongo, and he like his healing's not even bad. Like I think it's just actually S tier. I think he's broken in my opinion. Like we actually, matter of fact, we against a lot of teams we first ban Rocket almost every single time just because he's so good with Punisher. He's like so annoying to deal with.
I think his team up is the only good part.
No, his survivability is crazy though. Like if you're playing Magic or Panther, I'm telling you, like if you're playing Magic or Panther,
Survive?
it is impossible to kill that guy.
I mean, yeah, but like if you're playing Magic or Panther, you also can't kill Jeff.
I don't think that's true. Like Magic, you just uppercut Jeff, he just dies. Like there's nothing you
Okay,
can
well, maybe uppercut, but if you miss uppercut, you're fucked.
do. I disagree with that too, but that's okay. We'll agree to disagree.
I was looking for
Yeah.
my Jeff comic book just now. I'm just putting that out there. I have a Jeff comic book.
Are you big into
I
comics?
also completely
yeah.
agree. Rocket is S tier.
Thank you. Thank
Rocket
you.
is
Let me
definite S
continue
tier.
this propaganda. Hold on.
Oh yeah, please continue, please.
Okay. Jeff is actually A tier and Rocket is B because Jeff better healing output, better sustain. He's got a better ultimate. Let me tell you this, right? You're playing Rocket. You use your ultimate. You have your whole team in it. Not all. Why is my cat recording? Okay, hold on. Okay. Fuck. Rocket. You hit six people with your ult on your team. They all have it. That doesn't mean six enemy people die, right? But if you have Jeff ult, that means all six of the enemy team die because you just hit them all. You know, you just don't miss. You hit them all, and you just walk off the map, all happy, and then you win the fight. Rocket, you can't 1v5. Jeff has that carry potential. So that's the clutch factor.
Mm. I've never heard Jeff and carry potential in the same sentence until
know,
I've been in
also,
a call with
wait,
you.
I
To
haven't
be fair,
oh
you
my
haven't
God.
played with Fate.
Okay, you
Oh,
also
that's
just
true. I
reminded
haven't
me.
seen it. I haven't seen the Fate Jeff before.
You also just reminded me of
Yeah,
how
that's
insane Jeff's team up is. Jeff's team up might be the most broken team up in the game. Jeff, if you hit direct shots, this is the thing with Jeff, right?
He does like
His
half
primary
damage.
fire, yeah, his primary fire does fucking no damage, but if you hit direct shots, it literally does so much. Especially with the Luna thing, you can literally two-tap any DPS in the game with Jeff if you hit direct. It's so mental.
I actually tested that out. Hey, that's not a joke. He's probably, I think, the best. I think honestly the best way to explain Jeff is probably a glass cannon healer.
Yeah, I mean it's true.
He
That's the thing. I think if you're living on Jeff, you do
Yeah.
so much.
he as long as you keep him alive, I do think he has some crazy output. Do they give him a 50%, a 50 health buff? I don't know. But so okay, real quick, just to because we kind of butchered this tier list from top to bottom, real fast. Fate, where?
S. S is Mantis and Adam. A. Jeff. B. Rocket and Luna. And then C is Loki. Actually, no, D is Loki. We're skipping a tier for Loki. Sorry, Loki.
Oh,
Swear to God, if you become the next world champion, do you realize the influence on Jeff you're gonna have? The world
Dude.
will think that you're being serious.
I am being serious. I genuinely believe this.
I know
yeah.
you do.
Everybody, please start playing Jeff. Everybody,
I'm gonna be
he's
honest.
the best character in the game.
I don't think there's a lot of characters that can actually 1v1 a Thor like face to face value, right? Like he is like a truck, right?
Yeah.
Jeff can.
I think Jeff can.
I watched it.
Disagrees.
I
think Chris
watched
disagrees,
it.
but
I
he
watched
can.
it. You know why I watched
It depends on the Jeff. Depends on the Jeff.
Do you know why I watched it? because I was playing Doctor Strange and it was in front of me happening, and I wasn't getting any heals. So yes, it's possible, but you ain't gonna get heals doing it.
Okay, but like, think of it this way:
Okay.
if a Jeff can 1v1 a Thor, what can a Rocket do? Rocket can't 1v1 a Thor. So that means
Yeah, he
I mean, can a
can.
Thor
That
really kill
means-
Rocket? Like,
okay.
To be
He's
fair,
not gonna touch him.
Rocket can get touched by Thor. To be fair,
I think if you mess up, yeah, but
do you remember
like,
that
Okay,
I
match?
think a good player won't be in that position in the first
Okay,
place.
let's create a new scenario. If you put Jeff and Thor in a room, if you put Jeff and Thor in an enclosed room, like an isolation chamber, then
Mhm.
Jeff would win. If you put Rocket and Thor in an isolation, like small, like comfy room, then Rocket would die.
I mean, but the game isn't played in an
I was
isolated
gonna say,
room.
what scenarios is happening
There
when
was
they're
a match-
1v1ing in a box?
There was a match that I played on the 2099 Tokyo, and I think you were on my team, Rye, where I was like, "Can we clear this Rocket behind us?" Were you there? That was you,
Was
right?
it was Rocket or Jeff?
It was a rocket. The rocket was all, you know, that middle building on the first choke, the
Okay.
the middle building that has a little jump pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rocket was just all over the building like a loose rat. And I was like, I was Thor, and I was like, I'll just one tap him, you know, like just hit a couple thunders. And I chased him around the entire building in a full figure 8, up and down. And I was like, can we just kill this Jeff or this rocket? Can we just kill this rocket? So I could either, I'm just the worst player
It's
of all
tough.
time.
It's tough. No,
But
it's
the
really
Duke can scale walls, dude. Like
Yeah.
Thor can't do that, to be fair. So
It's
Yeah.
hard. The character's
His
hard.
mean, to
movement's
be fair,
crazy.
he is got
Rocket
good
just
movement.
doesn't die, but like I don't know. I feel like if Rocket had better healing, I would rate him higher. But like, yes, he can survive, but he also just like doesn't heal. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to get going on this podcast, you guys. You guys want to say anything else before we get going?
Don't sleep on Jeff. He's got the
Uh,
highest skill
Please
ceiling
sleep
in the
on
game.
Jeff unless they buff him. Please.
Okay, Lad, do you have anything to say before we go?
No, I'm good. I would just say, check out both of these guys. Very cool. Very awesome.
Yeah, we will be having their details in the comment or in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe if you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to Chris and the rest of the gentlemen here, Fate and Rye, on any of their platforms that they're choosing. But we will be seeing you guys next Monday as we try to aim to do these every Monday. And this was great. I actually had a lot of fun, and we would love to have you guys back. I love your banter. This is
Of course. You guys were awesome.
we're still definitely getting into our footing with this podcast, but if you guys have something that you think you can bring to the table, or if you guys think that you have something to offer on our podcast, please feel free to comment below or message me or message Chris, and maybe we can have you on. But with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.